Now, normally I don't celebrate Canada Day. Not because I'm not thankful to be Canadian, but because I recognize that celebrating Canada also means unintentionally celebrating the colonization that resulted in Indigenous genocide. But this year I wanted to take a moment to address something super important. And while this video is technically for everyone, it's specifically for those of you who have ever blamed a political party for destroying Canada. Now, let's be honest. You and I both know that there's only one political party that consistently blames another for destroying Canada. But we don't want to single people out. I want you all to stop. Take a moment, take a breath, and look around you. You're still here. So is Canada. Nothing has been destroyed. You're watching this on a working device, likely connected to high-speed internet. You probably brewed coffee this morning with clean tap water. You can walk down the street without hearing air raid sirens. You can send your kids to school without wondering if they'll come home in body bags. You can criticize your government without risking arrest, torture, or disappearance. If that's your idea of destruction, then your worldview is painfully small. Because in many parts of the world, destruction isn't a metaphor, it's real, it's daily, and it's deadly. In Gaza, the scale of devastation since October 2023, and especially since the ground invasion in March 2025, has been catastrophic. Over 55,000 Palestinians are dead. Nearly 500,000 are at risk of famine. Hospitals have been flattened. Aid convoys have been blocked. In May alone, over 5,000 children were hospitalized for severe malnutrition. Many didn't survive. Since Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022, over 12,000 Ukrainian civilians have been killed. Thousands more have been orphaned, maimed, or displaced. On June 24th, 2025, a missile strike killed 26 people in Dnipro, including children on a train. Today, more than 139,000 square kilometers of Ukraine are contaminated with landmines. That's nearly the size of Nova Scotia, rendered unviable. That is what the destruction of a country really looks like. In the United States, children are being murdered by assault rifles in classrooms every single week. Women are being stripped of bodily autonomy and reduced to incubators. Tens of thousands are dying annually from treatable conditions because healthcare is still a luxury, not a right in that country. And then there's Canada. And yes, we have serious urgent issues. No one is denying that. Housing is unaffordable. Healthcare is strained, but still free. Trans and Indigenous communities still face systemic injustice every single day. The cost of living is crushing. Climate change is accelerating, but we are not a war zone. Women still have bodily autonomy. Children can go to school without being shot up. Queer people can still get married. We are not rounding up our immigrants onto planes, trains, and boats and shipping them off to other countries because our racism and fear is stronger than our sense of humanity. We do not have politicians actively violating our charter-protected rights and freedoms every single day with executive orders that don't make any fucking sense. We are not a failed state. Calling this country destroyed just because your party isn't in power or hasn't been for some time isn't just wrong, it's obscene. It insults the people around the world who have lost everything. People who live in countries who have been or are in the process of being truly destroyed. Because here's what you still have. Clean drinking water, except for Indigenous communities, but we're working on it, right, Carney? Free speech, the right to protest, the right to vote, the ability to hope, the power to dream, the freedom to get involved in municipal and provincial and federal politics at a ground level and advocate for change where people in other countries will be put to death for speaking out against their government. And if that doesn't feel like much to you, ask someone who just buried their child in Gaza, who lost their home in Ukraine, whose baby starved to death in South Sudan. So regardless of what province you live in or who you vote for, left, right, or center, I hope you take a moment on Tuesday to remember how lucky we are to live where we do. Are we flawed? Absolutely. But we're still free. We're still functioning. This is still our home on Indigenous land, and that is something to be proud of and grateful for. We are not destroyed, and I pray we never will be.